Quietly, Joe Gibbs Racing has actually become a pretty fun team to watch, not just on the racetrack, but also with everything going on around it and off of it and stuff. But I'm going to get ahead of this real quick because I know people are already making comparisons, and no, Joe Gibbs Racing is not turning into RCR. It's not going down in the gutter like that because there might be a few similarities. But they're very peculiar right now. And I think some of the recent moves that have happened only add to people's reckless speculation. I think the first one thing we got to talk about is Chris Gabehart leaving JGR. This is pretty shocking for many, and this past Monday we found out on NWP about this happening, but this is going to be a huge move, I think, and going to have ripple effects for everyone involved. He has been a massive, massive gain for JGR with speed, and he's helped in a lot of ways, especially before the last year, in Denny Hamlin in the 2020s having a great resurgence. And I think that overall this team has only gotten better the more and more entrenched he's been. But whatever happened, whether it was a power struggle or unhappiness working with Ty Gibbs over the summer or anything else adding to it, this is going to be a massive loss. I've seen many seeing him going to Spire, and that's the big rumor, and others saying that, he's not going to be that great because look what happened with Rodney Childers. But the difference is Rodney Childers didn't always get his arms around the next-gen car the way that Chris Gabehart has proven he can. And Gabehart will have that knowledge going into an ascending team instead of having, again, somebody come in that is probably more attuned to, again, the Gen 6 or his current role with the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts series. And he was a great stabilizing force, I will say, when it came to the 54 as a bare minimum. But that team also had some other issues in general, and I don't think one person was going to fix them in 1 year. So I mentioned him, I might as well talk about him as well because I think he is a question mark going into this year, and that is Ty Gibbs. When your name is on the building or you're a relative, you're going to be under a microscopic view with everybody. Everyone is going to be looking at you. And this happens with anybody. Dale Earnhardt Jr., Kyle Petty, Steve Wallace, Austin Dillon. Hell, I'm betting before he became the king, there were people in the early days of NASCAR who might have questioned Richard Petty. And after all, at that point, Lee Petty was the greatest driver in NASCAR history. So this is something that's going to happen with every young driver coming up that, again, has their name on the building and is not something unique to Ty Gibbs. But so far, Ty's Cup career has been less than stellar, mediocre at best, and he has not had any wins or serious championship runs yet in his career, while all three of his teammates last year did both. And in general, his teammates are usually winning races, competing up front, and making pushes in the playoffs. Look back at, for instance, Martin Truex Jr. as well. Even in his last years, he still was pretty competitive. And this 54 team is on the level that the 18 team was in 2006 and 7. Back then, it was J.J. Yaley as their driver. Until his performance picks up, there's going to be a lot of questions that stay. One that every fan is going to look at as saying, was this worth it? Was it worth it not putting in the extra effort to retain Kyle Busch on this team and instead turn this 18 to the 54 and have it ready to go for the grandson of the owner? Secondly, will this bite them in the ass when it comes to Corey Heim in the future? After all, there's been talks that Ty Gibbs and Corey Heim, they just don't gel well. And the team chose to go the direction that, coincidentally or not, has went the direction that Ty Gibbs probably would rather it go. And thirdly, will JGR's future be centered around Gibbs and the 54 team if his three teammates continue to outperform him? I know he's young, and he's done a great job in the lower series of competing and getting wins. And I do think Ty Gibbs has a lot of talent. But if this goes 3, 4, 5 years, even 1 to 2 years, a lot of people are going to be asking, why are we putting this much effort into somebody who can't win as many races as Denny Hamlin, as Chase Briscoe, as Christopher Bell? They're valid questions to have, and they're only going to get more valid the longer Gibbs goes without winning and competing up front on a regular basis. Thirdly, I think you can have some questions about the development tree for Toyota and JGR in general. Corey Heim, as we talked about, is one of the best prospects in NASCAR right now. He had the greatest season in Truck Series history, and when he gets the opportunities in middle pack equipment in the O'Reilly Series, he's shown flashes. He's shown great flashes in the Cup Series with 2311, which he's connected with now. Will this be something that bites them if they don't strike while the iron's hot and get somebody like Corey Heim or get Corey himself? Brent Cruz is the one they're vocally putting a lot of their support behind, and for good reason. He has also shown some great flashes. This past year in trucks, he was pretty damn good. And it seems like he's the heir apparent to the 11 car after Denny Hamlin retires. So he'll have plenty of time at least to develop, and they'll be able to know. On the other end, Taylor Gray and William Sawalich, they've shown mixed results. Both have run up front, and I think Gray has honestly had a higher end showing in the O'Reilly Series so far. But I think both leave a lot to be desired and have a lot to prove moving forward. Toyota has had a bottleneck in their development program for a long time. It's a long-running story, so generally I think they're going to be okay and have been okay. I mean, when you can count on one hand the amount of developmental mistakes, if you will, or underperformers with Suarez, Jones, and Yaley, I think you're all right. Ty Gibbs might jump into that, but I'm willing to give him a little more time. And lastly, I do think the end of Denny Hamlin's career and the current position he's in is something worth watching for JGR's future as well. For instance, the age cliff. It is looming. It could be around any corner, and Denny could go from a championship contender, somebody who arguably should have won this past year's championship and with less than 3 to go was in position to do so, to winless. We've seen it with Martin Truex Jr. before, and the 19 team since has bounced back. It could happen at any time. And retirement is certain pretty much after 2027, at least from full-time racing. So you have that to look at too. And then you have the lawsuit, which will leave everyone involved's future unknown and uncertain. Denny's especially, taking on NASCAR head-on is always going to be something that is a risk for those that work in this sport. And just from trends, could having a near miss at the championship lead to a hangover? And again, Denny does not have much time to recover from said hangover, and especially if the points format does not go in the direction that hits the strengths of Joe Gibbs Racing, and especially the 11 team, they could be worth watching this year for a lot of different questions. And overall, I understand why everyone in the NASCAR fan base looks at JGR differently than a lot of other teams. There's a lot of reasons, from drivers to the manufacturer to just the positions on the racetrack they've been in before, that can make them unpopular with a lot of fans or very popular with a lot of fans. And with a really stacked free agency class in 2026 into 2027, there is the potential for a lot of movement that could have been made with them that might not be able to. So I do think it's worth watching, and maybe they'll get a dip, but I want to know what you think. Do you think people are overreacting about JGR? The ones who think that, again, they're turning into the way Roush Fenway was or RCR is today? Or do you think they're ahead of the curve and that there could be a big dip in performance soon from this team if they're not managed correctly? Personally, again, I think people are overreacting, but I could be proven wrong. I've been before. So let me know down in the comments below. While you're at, leave a like on this video, share this video, and subscribe to this channel for more great and fun NASCAR content. Thank you so much to all my channel members for your continued support, and until next time, have a good one.